Well, I am not sure how I feel about this hand. I guess it's fine. I wish that we had a way to sacrifice so we can get to Gearcruncher. Combustion Cell is really good in this hand. Another ticking Grenadin is good. Having the early 1 mana Grenadin is huge in this deck, so I should be pretty happy with this hand. Bellowing Grenadin would be great here too, because if we can get a Bellowing Grenadin online, we just upgrade all of our team and keep smashing in for a ton of damage. Well, this game is looking short-lived. Our opponent is stuck on power, and we have a very good aggressive hand. Can't get rid of the Bellower yet, but if I have any way to sacrifice it, they're just super dead. Quarry. Grabbing that. Good thing I did, because now we actually can turn on the Granite Waystone. Kinda sweet. Opponent still doesn't have anything, weirdly enough. Well, play that and see what happens. They don't have any board wipes because of the colors that they're in. Yep. And there we go. This deck can be explosive. That doesn't happen very often, though. That was good, though. Very, very quick end. Let's go for game 2. Yeah. Game 2 here, this hand is not nearly as good. If I could guarantee that I draw only power, this hand is amazing, but that's kind of the way that it works when you have only 1 power hands. They tend to be full of things that you can do if you draw power. Alright, this hand is pretty excellent. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. This would be a lot better as Combustion Cell. Originally, I was not 100% sold on Combustion Cell, and I wanted to maybe put in more altars over the cell. Yeah, I realized that that's definitely a mistake. Chat talked to me about it. One person in particular was advocating over it. And I was leaning a little bit more towards altar, but I definitely liked both of them. Now it's very obvious that altar is better. Cawthon is an issue. Cawthon is a big issue, actually. I'll just pass, I guess. We need to get Scraptank online. This looks like it's just Chalice. Probably old Chalice. Not a lot of cards that they're adding necessarily. And I think that's a good idea. It's not terrible to just run your old decks for now. Most people aren't going to have the full set yet. Now, do I sacrifice the Bellower? Or do I wait? I think that I'm good just smacking. It is going to take me a little bit of time to get these Scraptanks down. Yep, there's the Chalice. Crest is kind of cool. Ooh. Yeah, I like another Bellower here. Bellower upgrading the Scraptank is sweet. Ugh. This is rough, though.
Close your eyes. Listen.
Well, Scraptank is good. There's not really any point in attacking in, although I could sacrifice. I think sacrificing makes sense. Maybe not, because it also could mean that they just get a Vanquish off on this. If they're going to do that, I mean, eventually it's going to die to a Vanquish anyways. This way it gets around a little bit of something like a Desert Marshal or Archivist. If it gets silenced, it's still a 5/5 at least. Kill an enemy attachment. Well, well, well. There's a new card.
It's written right here.
Ooh. So I could Bellower Combust. That seems like a plan. And we get a very big Scraptank. Waiting for Harsh Rule to come down. pretty likely that that happens soon. If they do, at least we have the Scraptank. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just power card. No, depleted. So no harsh rule. Ooh, and we got Combustion Cell. So that'll actually let us play Gearcruncher at some point. I know that this seems a little insane, but I'm actually okay playing as much here as possible. Sure.
You don't want to make my allies your enemies.
They grow this Scraptank, they block there, it grows Scraptank again. That's pretty okay. I don't mind throwing away a lot of Grenadin just because of the fact that I have the Gearcruncher. Yeah, and this is the rule. Which again, honestly, not that bad with a Gearcruncher here. I'm gonna need a way to Combustion Cell it out, but it's not gonna be too hard.
Under the cover of darkness.
Okay. Interesting. I could Combustion Cell and Brimstone. Is that what I want to do? And then I can Scraptank, throw a Grenadin at their face. I think I like Scraptank now. Try and keep up the pressure. Auric Runehammer? What? Okay. Huh. That's interesting. I do get to kill at the Brimstone altar, so it's not too big of a deal. This is an interesting take on Chalice. Well, we might not even have to Combustion Cell to get the Gearcruncher online. Goodbye, Runehammer. Let's see, we have 12 Grenadin in the Void, so we can just easily crunch gears.
Under the cover of darkness.
Dun dun dun! Aegis again. I'm really surprised they didn't Aegis. They didn't use the Chalice on this, though. That would have definitely made more sense. I'm almost tempted to wait because I could Gearcruncher and exhaust at the same turn. All I would need is a power and another Grenadin. Have the Devour. Pretty greedy. Alright, let's Brimstone alter it. Because it's free anyways. We're going to fill our entire board with Grenadin. And then we can do this to Devour. We don't mind using a little bit. Hello! That looks pretty good.
Think you can escape me?
Alright. It's a bit annoying, but we've got a lot of stuff on the board. And we can just keep sacrificing down to the Brimstone altar until they're dead. They have to kill our board over and over. I'm gonna make a new board too. Seems pretty easy block everything. Because this is almost certainly just another harsh rule. Everything I have is super expendable. Yep.
This ends now.
I almost just want to play assembly line. No, they're unlikely to have the third harsh rule. Funny that it was saying they'd make 25 Grenadin. Yeah. Sadly, that's not actually possible. Darn unit limits.
Under the cover of darkness.
More darkness. I mean, the thing is that does deal damage to them too. When we're under darkness, we both take damage for drawing a good card.
Close your eyes.
A little bit of life too. Sure, sure. Granite Waystone to get a Grenadin. We can Madness the Agent. Kill this. Deal 11 damage to it. No problem. Smash our opponent for a lot. And then sacrifice their 4/4. I'm thinking this might just be a scoop here. I mean, they have an Eileen's Choice or something. They're not technically dead. I'm holding on to this because if they blow up the board, then I have this. Oh, right! I forgot about their own night trigger was still going to go off. I thought that it was just breaking to day immediately, but no, that's not how the way that Nightfall works. Whoops. Looks like you're dead. Wow. 2-0. Nice. Oh, wow. This is another really good hand. Pretty happy about it. 2-0 so far. Let's make sure. Let's see if we can lock in the winning record. Wouldn't that be great? Seed of Chaos and get them drones going. I want to play the Disassembler first so we can get a little bit aggressive here. And obviously don't want to play the Gearstone yet. Wow, got Gearcruncher again. I think that's been a lot of the reason why we've been doing really well. Can't think of anything they can do for one, but it's a new set. There's so many extra cards to try and memorize. It's good to make sure to play this first. It's another Chalice deck probably. Strategize. Draw 2, put 1 on the bottom. Not necessarily one of the cards that you drew either, just any card in your hand. And we'll pass, see what they do. If they try and kill something, I might want to Devour. Pay 8 to deal 2 damage to an enemy, and they get to scout. So put a card on top or bottom. So maybe like a Chalice-less control deck? So like Chalice, but not Chalice. Playing pretty heavy into a Harsh Rule, but again, this deck does have a bit of Harsh Rule resistance because of the Gearcruncher. We saw that last time, we just fought through it. Also helps that our opponent doesn't have the second Justice, although it's easy enough that they can be sandbagging it. Like, for example, I'm not going to put anything more onto the board. It does also help that we have the Disassembler. The Aegis really made a difference there, because it stops that from actually triggering. It's too bad that I can't do anything to sacrifice the ticking Grenadin just to get rid of the Aegis. If they Harsh Rule, all of the triggers go off at once. So this Entomb, plus all of the damage from Disassembler, all gets blanked by 1 Aegis. Really nasty. If you're coming from a game like Magic, it doesn't make a lot of sense, so it's something to remember. Well, they didn't play Justice. Lumen Reclaimer. Shuffle a void of your choice into its owner's deck. Put 4 copies of Lumen Reclaimer into your deck. Huh. Well, that's interesting. And no, I'm gonna Grenadin, kill this, which is gonna trigger the Disassembler and pop their Aegis. And now, if they have a Harsh Rule, it doesn't matter. They have to silence or kill this first before killing the board. This is a weird deck. I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do. I guess we just didn't really see it. Strategize and go really fast and then Luminar Claimer everything back, I guess. Some kind of combo that way. That's what it looks like. I'm really not sure what they're doing, though. The meta is so wide open with the release of the new set. Everybody's brewing wild and wonderful things. In any case, 3-0, locked in the wins. Alright, 3-0, going for the 4 wins. Yeah, this hand's fine. None of the 1-drop Grenadins that made our deck really good in some of the previous matches, but we have the Crest the Scout. Definitely chuck a power card away. We've got Disassembler into Altar. Assembly line is awesome.
Die with honor.
Aha, an aggressive deck. I think that's a really good choice for the start of any of these kinds of metas when there's a bunch of new sets. Because you know that there's going to be a bunch of people that are brewing up weird stuff, and they might be kind of clunky, and you can take a lot of advantage of that and get a ton of free wins. I just don't particularly like aggro decks. I don't really like playing them. Block here. I don't love it, but I can grind out the win and get a lot of late game power. Our opponent probably can't if they're playing Oni Ronin, and definitely not if they're playing Granite Monument. Let's go Fire Sigil. It gives me a little bit of extra choice next turn, because I can go Granite Waystone and actually get another Grenadin. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to play the Shadow Sigil when I don't need it for anything. Nice.
Die with honor.
That is pretty good. So I get to Waystone here. And we'll Quarry first. Definitely taking the Torrent. Question is, do I Quarry again? I think so. Yeah, I don't want Crest of Chaos, so ticking Grenadin it is. And then we'll just pass. I'm gonna just trade off as much as possible. They'll have some torches, they might have some rapid shots, things like that, but I'm fine with that. Quarry again. I've got Madness against some of the things that they have, which is kind of cool. Devour is nice. I think it's better than Assembly Line for us right now. Play the drone and pass. Own Devour. You got it. So they're kind of a similar deck, but with Oni Ronins, I guess? I don't know. And like no Grenadin synergies. I thought about Shadowlands Guide. It's certainly a card that you could think about putting into this deck. That'll hit me. Alright, I should probably be more aggressive here. Because they aren't as focused on aggression as I thought. Obsidian Golem. Well, we said we were going to encounter some weird brews. Hello, weird brew. Another Devour is pretty sweet. I think I like attacking with 2. Whatever one gets blocked by the Obsidian, then we can just sacrifice the Devour. Slowly building up this torrent of spiders. That's a nice one. And then we will drone, Bellower, pass. I can combust the Bellower to kill the 3/3 and attack in with some bigger creatures.
Die with honor.
Oh yeah, altar versus altar. Let's get Grenadin first. Because we want to have as many creatures as possible before we kill this. I'm going to be playing Torrent of Spiders almost for sure. I think this makes sense. They've got to start blocking. No. This is 1, 2, 3. That'll make 4, 5. I need one more to be in the void before I can actually torrent. Okay, that's the fight. I'm just wondering if I actually played a power card. I can't remember. I think I did. There's not much disadvantage to just voiding here, I guess, anyways. Oh, sweet, okay. There, let's do that. That was an insane turn. Yeah, pretty good. The attack with that, do I actually care? I'll save myself a little bit of damage so they have to sacrifice something else if they want to Brimstone us. Torches? Sure. Very acceptable. We now have 4 spiders. So we'll torrent, play an altar, and start burning our opponent. Statuary Maiden. That is scary.
Forever.
I'll admit, not super excited about that.
Arm yourself.
I probably should have played this first. I was thinking about whether or not I should Brimstone Altar, but yeah, that was silly. I don't care about arming them. I'll just grow this. I need to burn them out. I'm at 24. If they get a bunch of cudgels, it doesn't matter that much. Okay. Sanguinar is an insane hit for our opponent, though. Wow. That's really, really good. Oh. How nice that our opponent killed themselves for us.
Arm yourself.
And we sacrifice to the altar. Boom. Get played. They could have won that. They had a decent chance of doing it. They needed to block, though. Well, on to the finals, and have to redraw this for sure. Now, ooh, Crest. I don't really get to start with the Crest, though, because I want to play the ticking Grenadin. We're on the play. We can be pretty aggressive here. That's actually a really cool avatar. I like the art on that a lot. It's a very weird-looking character, but very cool. The Plague Mask look is sweet. Get Bellower. Next turn we can Drone and Crest. I mean, I could actually Drone and Devour. No!
Touch of shadow.
Really wanted to add the power onto the drones. Well. Oh well. It's the assembly line, I suppose. This could have been a really insane start if they hadn't been able to kill the Bellower. Vara's Favor is still a pretty good card.
I can work with.
Oh, if this was undepleted right now. Brimstone Altar. Do I want Brimstone Altar? Eventually, yes. Right now, 50-50. I think... Okay, bottom. Play the drone, leave up Devour, pass.
Here is what was.
Steward of the Past. Well, now I can't Devour to get the bonus, but I guess I'll Devour something else. It's fine. Okay, cool. We can still kill Steward. It's unfortunate that it doesn't do a whole lot else for us. Like, I can't Bellower and then Combust, because if I do that, it doesn't actually get the Entomb. They don't get +1. Torrent to Spiders only for 2 is not what I want to do. And I want to wait on this Waystone. I don't really need the power yet. And Nightfall could be very important here.
The touch of shadow.
Yep.
Now this I can work with.
Brimstone Altar is looking better and better. Definitely regretting that Brimstone Altar. I was really hoping to hit a Scraptank or Gearcruncher or something like that.
Halt!
Combustion Cell. It's a thing. It's not a thing that matters yet, but it is a thing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to sacrifice 2 things to actually get Torn to Spiders up to 3. I guess we're just going to pass here.
Halt!
The 3 toughness is a big hurdle for us. Double silence is unfortunate too. Brimstone Altar would have been just so important here. I'm deeply regretting my decision. Just felt like when they were at 20-some life, it's not the best thing to have.
Run, cowards!
We have a good answer to Mokdo in that we can just madness it and sacrifice it, which is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, we're kind of drawing a lot of power and 1/1s, which is something this deck will do.
The touch of shadow.
That has been a pretty significant factor this game. 3 Vara's Favors to just crush all of our little creatures has been very, very, very nasty. And yeah, alright. Well, it was a good game. We managed to go 4-1 with this deck, so I cannot complain. This was an excellent, excellent showcase of this deck's abilities, and we had a lot of great draws. some really good matchups for us. That matchup is tough. Things that have, like, the Minotaur Grunt kind of cards, like 1/3s that come down early in the game, 3 toughness creatures, are an issue. You could maybe put in some torches. You could do a bunch of different things. There's so many options now. With this release to set 3, the biggest thing is that I see a lot of options to build decks. Like, you could definitely look at tuning this more. Maybe you want less combusts. Maybe you want to have more torches. You could certainly, like I said, cut some disassemblers and put in more spark catchers. I think that's what I would do. The first thing is probably go down to 0 and just play all 3 spark catchers. You care about getting as many Grenadin as possible. You don't really care about the sacrifice that much. I haven't liked the, before people ask as well, there is the Coal Snatcher, which you may, or Coal Scrounger, sorry, which you may have noticed before. Your other Grenadin have +1 strength. Seems great, right? I wasn't impressed with it. It might just be that I was unlucky with it. It might be, I don't know, like, this deck just isn't fast enough to make use of it. There's probably a build where it's pretty decent, but I haven't enjoyed it in this one. It hasn't been that good. I really wanted more of the 2s. The 3-drop slot is really full. You've got things like Torrent of Spiders, which is just still so good. I don't think you can really get rid of it. You want to have a couple Madness because it's such a great way to deal with things like Mokdo. Sacrificing them to Combust and things like that is insane. The Brimstone altars are very key. Assembly line's really key. And that's a lot of 3s. Like, a lot of 3s. You have to have early game to deal with aggro decks that you're going to come across. And you also need early game to just undercurve really controlling lists where you need to beat them faster than they can stabilize. So you kind of have to go in between both of those. You're not a pure aggro deck. You're a little bit mid-range. But yeah, you also can't... you can't just go all 3s. In any case, thanks everybody for watching. Do really appreciate it. I can't wait to stream more of this set. You can always check me out at twitch.tv/Ilyon. All the links are down below. I do really appreciate all the support that we've had through the Patreon and everything else. I'm going to be going more full-time with this because I have lost 2 jobs in the last couple months. So I'm down to just photography business that my wife and I have, and this. So I do really appreciate all of the help that you guys have given me over the years that I've been streaming and making YouTube content. And it's been really exciting. Look forward to 2018 with all of you wonderful people. Have a good night.